Being an accidental cleaning expert, I have had my share of cleaning lessons. And since I started my cleaning company back in 2006, I can tell you I've cleaned a lot of homes, I faced a lot of challenges, and for someone that doesn't love cleaning, I have definitely found my way into some very helpful and very useful cleaning tips. So in this video, I want to share with you my top cleaning tips for getting into cleaning, being efficient with cleaning, and getting the most successful results no matter your state of mind.
It's easy to feel the burn of overwhelm when you tackle a cleaning job, whether it's in a small room or whether it's your whole home. And that's why when you clean, you always want to start small. You want to chunk things down into easier to tackle tasks so that you can approach them with confidence and with a limited amount of time. And one further recommendation is to learn the products, tools, and techniques of that job before you take a crack at it, so that way you can be efficient, effective, and get that job done right the first time. One of the challenges I ran into when I began my cleaning business is I thought I needed 100 different cleaning products. But what I've learned over the years is that the majority of daily cleaning that happens at a home can be tackled with all-purpose cleaner, glass cleaner, and a very simple degreaser. And oftentimes you can even make those yourself for less money, and you have complete control over what the ingredients are. Now, this isn't to say that store-bought cleaners aren't important. Of course they are, and I have several that I really love and keep here at the house, but for the majority of my cleaning, I stick with DIY, and that has made it a lot simpler. Whenever you learn a new sport or hobby, there's always like your beginning or foundation position, and in cleaning, while it's not a sport or a hobby, at least not for me, there is a beginning position or a foundation that you should know. And that is anytime you tackle a room, you always want to be cleaning from the top to the bottom, working your way from the left to the right. And that's because you have a very specific direction and technique that you use each and every time so that you always know where to work, you're not scattered and all over the place, and you can approach the job with efficiency. A huge pet peeve of mine is when I see people getting all excited about these really inexpensive, crappy cleaning tools. And they'll say, oh, you can get this on this website or at this store for just $1, or, save money and don't buy the premium brand, buy this. And then what they end up having to do is supplement the poor performance of the product with their own time and effort. On the flip side of that, what I'm trying to say is spend the money, get good quality tools, and let the tools do the work for you. Real pros know that. They don't buy the cheap stuff, they buy the good stuff. The good stuff that's gonna sweat for them so they don't have to sweat for themselves. A professional and proficient cleaner is an absolute savage when it comes to cleaning surfaces. And by that, I mean they throw everything on the floor. Now, when I first learned about this, I thought it was so counterintuitive. But then the more I got into it, the more I realized, yeah, you clean everything on the surface, you sweep all this stuff on the floor, and then at the very end of the cleaning, that is when you sweep or vacuum. And first of all, it's extremely satisfying to finish off the job and see the finality of your work in the floor being clean. But second, you're not wasting time collecting dust into your hand, throwing it in the garbage. No, just sweep everything on the floor, vacuum it up when you're done. Boom, you're efficient, you're a pro.
So I hope those tips have helped you find and think about ways that you can make cleaning a little bit easier in your life. And that brings me to this week's comment question, which is, what is something that you do to make cleaning a little bit easier, especially on those days where you really don't feel like doing it? Let me know in the comments down below. If you haven't done so already, make sure that you subscribe. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you soon.